Hello, assalamu alaikum. How are you all? So today I'd like to talk about the international matter. It is actually so much important, not only important, but also actually relevant for interpreting the international law and the national community perspective. You know that Hormuz Strait is one of the biggest strait in the universe, and it is not actually important for the Iran, but also it's actually important for all the countries. So I will discuss why Hormuz Strait is actually important for all the stakeholders of the world, because this is the biggest transaction site. That means from the Hormuz Strait, more than 30% of the goods and the goods related activities has been ongoing since the very beginning of the commencement of the Hormuz Strait. For these regions, Hormuz Strait is actually important for our communication development, communication strategy, and for the transactional advancement. The second reason is that Hormuz is only one source. So transfer the oil from one place to the another place with a very short time, with a very short money. So the international investors they usually used to the transition rather using the another strait. You know that there are another strait, Babel Mandeb or Babel Mandeb Arturo, but people have no intention to use these types of straits because it takes so much time. It also takes huge amount of dilemma also. So for these regions, Hormuz Strait is geographically important, but you know that according to the international law, no country can ban on any kind of international strait because there are absolute transaction passes or innocent passes of the another state. This is the codified principles, rules, regulations, and codified custom which has been followed by another country by the in United Nations Law of the Sea or UNCLOS 1982. But the recent time the problem has been organized very recently whenever the Iran ban on Hormuz Strait. What is the reason behind that? There are actually three reasons. The first reason is that USA has a malified intentionally problem with the Iran for these reasons, for the sovereignty matters, for the security matters. Iran actually made the ban on Hormuz Strait. But before that, we have to go in the year 2015. There was a big incident, Qasem Soleimani assassination. After the assassination of the Qasem Soleimani, Iran is actually take the strategy to ban USA not to transfer their goods and any other activities from the Hormuz Strait. But Iran is not utilizing or using the same strategy on the another strait. And whenever they are utilizing the another strait, another circumstances, then there is no problem. But the problem definitely arises whenever Iran ban on the Hormuz Strait without any kind of justification. On hand, Iran is utilizing it is their sovereign matter or sovereign issue for this region. Iran is actually doing this strategy against USA, but the international theologists and international philosophers they said that this is the direct or indirect violation of the international law because in international law it is actually prohibited to ban on the international strait only for sovereign matters or sovereign issues. There are another problem in international law. You know that in the internal water, the port country or the territorial country they can get the effective advancement for upgradation of this segment, and for this region Iran has a effective supervision over the Hormuz Strait. And you know that there is actual regulations and regions of innocent passes. Innocent passes means whenever you are transfer your goods, transfer your vehicle from one place to another place from the internal water, I mean the internal voyages, in the time you have to find the regulations of the innocent passes, and innocent passes is actually applicable according to the international law, and as a part of this innocent transaction is actually valid on the internal waters. But the biggest problem is that Hormuz Strait is not more than 32 nautical mile and innocent passage is only for 12 nautical mile. So Iran's activities on the 12 nautical mile does not affect on the continental shelf and the exclusive economic zone. And you know that exclusive economic zones activities is actually in the hand of the concerned state, or in the hand of the jurisdiction of the concerned state, for example in the Iran or in the other countries. So from this perspective, Iran willfully violated the international law. So from the neutral perspective, I'd like to say that Iran willfully violated the international law, not the international law, but also Iran also violated the law of the CIS and customary practice of international law. You know that in international law there are some of the provisions, codified provisions, which have to followed by all the states. This is called as the jus cogens, and according to Article 53 of the United Convention on Treaties 1959, it is definitely said that jus cogens must be followed, and from this perspective Iran is definitely violated the jus cogens. Even this is the codified principle organized by the Corfu Channel case, and from this perspective Iran also violated the judgment, the precedent of Corfu Channel. So I would like to request the international organizations, more particularly the war-based organization, to come forward to resolve this matter, because this is not related to our internal issues of Iran. This is also related to the international trade policy, international circumstantial evidence. Even it is also related for the transaction procedure of goods and goods related activities. So in the war strategy everything actually halal and valid, but this is not the method of only war strategy. This is related to our economic concerns, this is related to our security concerns. Even you know that in direct resolutions by the ban on Hormuz Strait, Bangladesh have been facing the same stress, same problem in the recent time, because Bangladesh oil crisis is one of the biggest crisis right now. So this is the universal problem. So as a international organization students, I would like to urge, request to the international organization, most probably the European Union and African Union, and also the Asian Union, ASEAN, and most of the sophisticated domestic and national organization to come forward to resolve the matter with Iran. And by this way the world leaders, they will get the three advantages. The first advantage is that our economic problem will be solved with the very short time. The second reason is that the war policy does not initiate any kind of policy which is against the human health and human conscience and human development. The third reason is that whenever the goods can transfer with a very short time and without any kind of ratification, without any kind of embargo, that means our economic supplement from one continent to the another continent will be solved very soon. So as an international organization students, it's my duty to request the current organizational leaders and United Nations leaders to resolve the matters, otherwise there are no option in our hand. So being motivated by my saying or by my opinion, I think the international organization, they will willfully come forward to resolve the problem, not for providing their interest, but for providing the 1700 crore people's collective interest of the world. So that's not my opinion, this is my urge request to the world leaders to resolve the national problems, international problems, organizational problems, and in the future time no other countries can't get any kind of access to ban on international transaction, international trade, and ban on transfer the goods and products related to the human health and human development, because you know that all the developments definitely connected to the human development. So whenever human development will be collapsed, then the development of the universe, economic development, social development, proactive development, even development related to the trade center definitely collapse. So I'm not the theorist, even I'm not the expert in this conscience, but after observing the calamities which has been ongoing since 2015 between Iran and USA, I would like to say to take the effective measures for reducing these types of social and international problems right now. Thank you.